When I think of peaches, I think of Jackson's Orchard, and so I'm excited to be able to go out there today and visit with Bill to learn more about his peach operation. It's a great place for families to come to have a memorable experience on the farm, but also enjoy fresh local vegetables. They do such a great job of taking care of the orchard and creating that family farm experience for people. Peach fried pies with a little peach ice cream is my personal favorite, but I'm excited to hear more from Bill about Jackson's Orchard, so let's go find him in the orchard. Well, it's always good to be at Jackson's Orchard, especially during peach season. But tell us a little bit about what all do you have here at the orchard?
I think peaches are what makes us famous. We pick them tree ripe, and they're juicy, and they're ready to eat and get juice all over you when you take them home. You can't do that in a grocery store. If we were shipping our peaches to Chicago, we wouldn't be able to pick them that way either.
How long does peach season last?
In a normal year, we start about the 20th of June, go through about the 1st of September. Now, we've set another variety that's earlier than that will come into production in 2 years, and we've set another one that's later than that that'll carry us to the middle of September. So we're trying to extend our season there by about another 3 weeks or so, and look forward to that.
Now, Bill, I know there's a lot of times families come up here to make great family memories. Tell us a little bit about Jackson's Orchard's been here for a long time.
49 years. We try to have something for everybody in the family. We like for it to be an outing for the entire family, for Dad to have something and Mom, and then of course the kids something to eat along with the playground.
Now, you guys have something called a Peach Festival. What is that all about?
It's just a time that we kind of say, hey, come out and try. If you never have, come out and try a peach, see what our peaches taste like. Just a way to advertise it and encourage people to come and sample them. And if we ever get them to come out and eat a tree-ripe peach, then we got them for a customer.
Oh, you get really excited about when you talk about peaches. So tell us a little bit about, like, why did you start raising peaches?
Well, Shirley and I and the girls moved to Bowling Green from Michigan, and I was in the orchard industry in that I sold pesticides and called on the orchard people that grew peaches and apples. And so I knew kind of a little something about it. And when we got to Bowling Green, Mr. Hudgens was 89 years old, and he had this farm, and he didn't have anybody to take care of it. So I said, can I sell you some chemicals? And he said, no, how about if I sell you a farm? You know,
so that worked out.
That started the dialogue, and here we are. I doubt if anybody eats any more peaches than I do. It isn't a matter of just growing them and selling them. I absolutely love them. I eat them 3 and 4 times a day.
You've incorporated some more family members into the farm. Tell us about that.
We have Kathy, our youngest of 3 girls, came back probably about 20 years ago now and is full-time in the farm. Our middle daughter has 2 sons, Jonathan and Jordan Price. Jonathan graduated from the University of Kentucky about a year ago, and Jordan graduated from Western, and they both come into the farm full-time. They're kind of the future, I think, with Kathy's leadership. I hope they're the future of the farm. We can be here for many more years.
That's right. Now, Bill, I know that you love the orchard. You're very passionate about the farm. Why do you farm?
I love it. You can't farm unless you love it. You know that. You've got a farm. But if you love it, then you don't want to be anything else. The boys love it, and that's the reason I think they're going to make it with working in the business, because they do love it. They enjoy the work, even the hot, difficult times. The most difficult season for us is the winter when we prune trees. We have about 7,000 trees, and we prune every one of these one at a time with pruners. And that's a long, slow process. And by the time we start in November and finish the 1st of April, they're sick of pruning trees. I'll tell you that. We all are. But it's the most critical job we do. If you prune the tree good and clean, then it's easier to spray them. The sunlight gets in. You've thinned your crop. You'll have bigger fruit. It just all works better if you do a good job of pruning the trees. Turn that around. If you don't prune the trees, in about 3 years' time, really you're out of business.
There's not a lot of easy about it, except when the final reward, when we actually get to pick that peach off the tree and eat it. But Bill, we appreciate you letting us come out here today and sharing with us a little bit about your family farm and about peaches.
Well, thank you, Joanna. Always glad to have you.
The month of July brings an abundance of fresh, local produce. And today we're taking an Italian classic and adding a little bit of southern flair. We're using tomatoes and peaches to create a caprese summer salad. This salad is particularly good if you have an overripe peach. So if you've got some peaches about to go bad, this is the salad for you. So we're going to cut the peaches, and all you're going to do is create whole slices all the way across. And then you'll flip your peach, create a couple more. And I'm even going to create a couple slices on the side just to make sure that you don't waste any of the peach at all. Depending on how big of a salad you'd like, or maybe how many people you'd like to serve, will depend on how many tomatoes and peaches you'd like to use. But today I'm using about 3 or 4 of each. And so you also want to slice your tomatoes. And so very carefully you can take the core out by taking a knife and just going around the outside of the tough spot and popping that right out. And then you'll take a sharp serrated knife, that's my favorite for tomatoes, and you'll cut about 1/4 inch thick slices all the way through. And then you're also going to take a fresh store-bought mozzarella cheese. Just a quick tip when dealing with mozzarella cheese, about 10 or 15 minutes before you want to slice it, if you'll place it in your refrigerator, it will become stiff, and so it's a little easier to create the exact size slices that you'd like. So again, today we want it to match the peach and the tomato, so we're doing about 1/4 inch. It looks so good. And so now this is the simple part. All we're doing is we're alternating between the tomato, the peach, and the delicious slice of mozzarella cheese. To add even more local color to this dish, we're going to use fresh basil. And you want to just take whole leaves, and in between every other piece of produce, you'll just place that leaf. You can even use the florets that sometimes basil will have if you haven't picked it in time, and that just adds a little bit more texture and a little bit more beauty to this dish. Adding a dash of salt and a dash of pepper, just to your liking, all the way across. We're also going to use about 1/4 tablespoon of olive oil and just drizzle it across, and a drizzle of the flavorful balsamic vinegar. That's really making this dish and bringing it to a whole nother level. This Italian-inspired Southern classic dish is absolutely beautiful. All of these bright colors, and even more so the pungent flavors that you're going to get with this salad, is one that truly will become a classic around your house. So visit Jackson's Orchard, pick up some of these peaches, try a new recipe, try something a little different, and let us know if you try this caprese salad.